Okay, here's another League of Legends post-game commentary coming your way, this time with Nocturne in the jungle. And if you can tell by the sound of my voice, I'm still recording this while my voice is shot. Hopefully by the time this actually gets uploaded, I'm better, but I make no promises. Anyway, as for our matchups, we have Gangplank top against Pantheon, I'm Nocturne in the jungle against Jarvan, we have Ezreal partnered with Sona bot against Vayne and Thresh, and we have Lissandra mid against Ziggs. So, where to begin here? Well, for one, it's finally a Nocturne game without a Shaco on the field, which is a great thing in and of itself. But as for this game, it's going to get a tad ridiculous, and you'll see what I mean as things progress. But to start things off, let's talk about how Nocturne works. Your passive is Umber Blades. After a period of time that's increased by how frequently you auto-attack, you will modify your auto-attack to become AoE and deal bonus damage. It will also heal you for every enemy hit. The amount of this heal scales at level 7 and 13, maxing all the way at something like 26 health per target, which is pretty decent if you ask me. So I really don't know what Thresh was thinking, but hey, we got his flash. It's not too likely we'll be able to take advantage of that, because with the Vayne and bot, they're going to have their backs to the turret, most likely. Your Q is Dust Trail. It's a linear skill shot. You throw out a blade. If it hits any enemy champions, it will leave a dust trail in their wake as they move. The trail itself gives you AD, and you have the ability to pass through units while on it. It's one of the ways that Nocturne gets a lot more damage, even though he may not overtly be building it. And while the amount isn't exactly the greatest, I think it caps out something like 50, so it's kind of like a BF sword. W is Shroud of Darkness, passive attack speed bonus, active effects the spell shield. If you successfully block something, then your passive bonus is doubled for a period of time. Unlike Spheres, it is not free to use, so you have to be careful in that regard. And the other thing is, I took that second so that I get the attack speed bonus with my Golem buff, that way I can get more stuns out, and therefore safe and clear. Your E is Unspeakable Horror. It's a tether type move. You deal damage the longer the tether is connected, and if the enemy does not break the tether in time, then they get feared. And the Unspeakable Horror has a passive effect that gives you surging movement speed when racing towards feared targets. This is not exclusive to Nocturne Sphere, Shaco, Fiddlesticks. Those are the only guys with fears that I can recall. And theirs also apply. Finally, your ult is Paranoia. You deny enemy vision for a period of time, scaling with the rank of the move, and you can activate it a second at a time while the darkness is in effect to leap to a target. The range scales with the rank of the move also. It's not really that great early on, but it has been recently buffed to make it somewhat better. Although at this point it was probably something like 3 or 4 patches ago. So the reason why I canceled the recall is I didn't have enough for jungle item and boots, which is why I wanted to stick around. I kind of wanted to hold on to the blue buff as long as possible, since the attack speed, or the CDR that it gives, is pretty nice for getting your dust trail out more often. So your jungle item is 450 gold, your boots are 325. I'm just barely going to have enough once I kill that scuttle crab. That'll give me enough for a couple potions so that I can stick around a little bit longer. My goal is to farm up for the Devourer. If there are any opportune ganks, I'll take them, but let's go over the gank potential in the various lanes. Gangplank wants a lot of help top, which I simply can't give. Both of us are pretty much auto-attackers, even though GP is technically an AD caster, I guess, though his Q counts as an auto-attack, so Pantheon's Aegis can block it. To make things worse, GP has no hard CC, which makes it a little bit more difficult in dealing with Pantheon. And basically my hope was just farm up, use your ult to get some assists to snowball ahead. If the opportunity presents itself, get a kill. Otherwise, I didn't really have much expectation for GP. But as you can see, Thresh not having his flash did allow Ez to get first blood. I decided to pay a visit down here, but Jarvan backs off way too soon for me to actually say that I had any effect in scaring him off. Okay, next lane is mid. Lissandra Ziggs. Lissandra has a ton of lockdown, so there is very high potential here. All things considered, if Ziggs overextends, this is probably where I want to go. To make things even better, if Lissandra decides to roam, I can stick around with her, help her with the DPS aspect, and it's pretty much an easy, guaranteed kill. As for bot lane, we have Crescendo, but unfortunately they have Vayne, so if you're not sure, if you don't know what Vayne, the significance of Vayne is, for me to damage someone I have to get up in their face. Vayne's Condemn is very good at creating distance and making it difficult for me to close the gap. To make things worse, your average Vayne will rush Blade of the Rune King, has an active effect for a slow, which makes it even harder to actually stick to the target. And as for Jarvan, he pretty much, he's good anywhere here. There are ganks to be found top, because even though GP can cleanse the Pantheon stun, GP would have to flash out of the Cataclysm. There's no other way out for him. Like right here, I was hoping we could have got Ziggs. Lissandra doesn't go for it, it's just a really, really messy fight. In the end, it does cost me all my mana, sadly. And that's the first of a trend to come. So, that's Ziggs' ult. Spell shielded. Due to how heavily telegraphed the move is, it's very easy to do that, and I will be doing it another time. Sadly, I think after the second time he does try a third time. But you kind of figure after the second time he'd throw in the towel on trying to ult me since I have that shield. Unfortunately, right here I wasn't really paying attention, so I couldn't smite the golem for the stun, otherwise that would have been the thing to get. The stun in turn would have gave me a healthier clear, but I can still smite the red for the health from this. And in reality, I probably should have used the smite as an execute, because you get more health if you do it that way. If you're not aware, you get a percentage of your missing health back when you smite the red buff, so if you wait till the very end, you'll have the lowest health possible, and therefore a better return.
An enemy has been slain.
Plus, you also get the health from just killing a large monster, so there's that. Right there you can see what I mean by Lissandra is pretty much a guaranteed kill wherever she goes.
This place disgusts me.
And while I am pretty badly banged up, I opt to stick around, that way I can try to get the Devourer before I actually get really active. I should also point out that if... oh, here we go. Wait for it. Yeah.
An enemy has been slain.
I don't know.
An enemy has been slain.
Sona is going to be stealing a lot of kills this game, so just a heads up.
Are you getting tired yet?
So, your modern junglers come in two different varieties these days. You have the ones that are really active early, and then you have the Devourer ones that tend to want to wait until they have their Devourer to get active. And even in the Devourer camp, there are some that even want to wait until the Devourer is sated to really get active. And Basically, if the enemy jungler has a brain, that's a one game if the enemy tries that. That's pretty much why I hate seeing jungle Yi. Your average one just farms up the entire game, wonders why the game is lost at 20 minutes. And that's one of the things that I struggle to avoid doing. I like to think that I'm somewhat successful at it. So right here, GP is begging for the gank. And poor Jarvan. He just missed the ward.
Do I scare you, summoner?
So this is a tough sell. I can spell shield his Aegis, but just due to the way his passive and everything works, it's hard for GP and I to damage him. We pretty much did need Lissandra's help there, and unfortunately it does cost her her life. Doing such does transfer the blue buff to Jarvan, regrettably. And there isn't really much we can do here. So as a consolation prize, I opt to take one of the golems. This will help the Devourer and also set back Jarvan in the event he actually likes to take those. It really depends on the jungler. Some of them pretend the golems never exist, and some of them love to take them. As for right here, I was kind of hoping Jarvan would come around this way, that way I could try to ambush him. But he actually recalled right there in front of the red buff, it looks like. Because I'm looking around, I can't really see him anywhere.
An enemy has been slain.
Swim me.
So I'm maxing the Unspeakable Horror second. The reason for that is that the duration of the fear does scale with rank of the move, so it lasts longer. By having the enemy incapacitated longer, you get to get more hits in, and technically you get more movement speed towards them since they're feared longer.
Are you getting
An ally has been slain.
In case you're wondering, the fun with Ziggs has ended for a little while, but we'll be picking up with Pantheon shortly.
afraid of the dark? I sense fear.
So right there, Gangplank uses his ult to try to save the tower. You can see that the dragon is being contested or taken right now. I was kind of hoping I might be able to pick off Ziggs or something to at least get something in exchange for it. You can see Ziggs and Jarvan are low. But unfortunately, the fight just doesn't go our way. Pantheon shows up, Gangplank is on the wrong side of the map, his ult is down. It's just really bad luck. Plus, we lost S, so 4 of us for nothing.
Are you my nightmare? Or am I yours?
Even in the event Gangplank does get the tower, there's just no way that can even come close to equalizing the gold there. And in the end, they still got the dragon.
I scare you, summoner.
But don't worry, you can see that there's still 20 minutes left in the game. We can pull something off, right? And like I was saying earlier, I don't really want to engage on Vayne because even if I get close, she can just condemn me away. You can see she has the Bilgewater Cutlass for a slow, so it's just really tough getting close to her. So my best course of action is to continue farming. Just keep on stacking my Devour, gain EXP, gold, and worrying about picking up the well, trying to make up for a disadvantage when the opportunity presents itself. Right here is trying to determine whether or not they tower dive Lissandra. Pantheon is pretty good at it since his passive will block a turret shot. Right here we are going to kill the Spartan. Sadly, we did lose Ezra in the process. The good news is, though, if you notice, my ult is up, and we're going to capitalize right here for the disadvantage we had from the Dragon. So I go on in on Jarvan since he's the jungle, he's the guy I want to whack. Gangplank shows up for this fight. Jarvan succumbs to the red buff. Thresh is right there in the brush. So right there, I thought he was going to flay me, which is why I put up the spell shield. He will do it anyway, it's just I have the red buff on him already. Damage is ticking. Ultimately, I decided to flash over the Ziggs minefield so that I don't have to worry about it. I use Unspeakable Horror on Ziggs to CC him so that my teammates can catch up. And sadly, there's nothing I can do about Pantheon right now because I just don't have the cooldowns, the health, or anything. When I killed Jarvan, I got a blue buff so I can start regenerating mana. It's just, I didn't have time to sit there and regen. But the good news is, Pantheon still goes down, Gangplank gets the kill, I get the assist. And all things considered, that gives me the components to make Blade the Rune King, as well as gain my Trinket upgrade. So I can't really complain with how that played out. I didn't see if we actually got Vayne there, but that could have been a potential ace.
Afraid of the dark.
So Jarvan is going for a weird build. I mean, if you're going Frozen Heart second, why would you go Warrior first? It'd make more sense if you went Cinder Hulk. And in case you're wondering how I prefer Jarvan, I definitely like the whole Cinder Hulk cleaver build and then just going for a tanky bruiser type thing. You can get Dead Man's Plate for more tankiness, a little bit of extra damage from its passive. And from there, just build for your matchup. As for right here, there's nothing I can do for the tower because Ziggs is just freaking annoying, and Pantheon's Aegis complicates things significantly. But Pantheon goes down, Lissandra got the kill, I got the assist. And sadly, this is one of those games where I just get a ton of assists. Someone keeps denying the kill from me. And in a lot of cases it will be Sona. Thieving support. So right here Ziggs is raging at Pantheon. Like I was telling one of the people who commented on one of my videos that the rage these days is much, much, much worse than it used to be. And just kills some of the fun in the game. I probably should have muted Ziggs right here, it's just I was more focused on the game at hand. Like usual with ranked games, I don't do the live commentary because I'm more focused on the game, that's why I'm not always paying attention to the chat logs. Oh, here goes Vayne. And right here, that stupid box keeps me in tower range long enough for me to die to it. Heartbreaking. So Pantheon shows up, unfortunately for him. Ziggs steals the kill. He will kill Sona though. She doesn't play this very well. Like right there, she helped him get out of tower range, when in reality she should have been using her Q, sitting under turret. She probably still would have died. She could have gotten him closer, dying if not killed him. So compared to the other Nocturne games that I've put on the channel, you can see that I'm a little bit behind here, especially in terms of stacks. I'm only at 20 stacks around the 20-minute mark, which is going to delay the Sated Devourer somewhat. Most people say 20 minutes is the ideal, but the fact of the matter is, every game is pretty much unique. So sometimes it'll be quicker, sometimes it'll be longer. Just there's a lot of factors at play. So we know that the enemy has a lot of wards in our jungle. We've seen them periodically. It's just one of the facts that we have to deal with here. Good news is Ezreal does kill Mantheon. I go ahead and initiate on Thresh. For some reason Jarvan opts to go in even though Orion's on the wall that this fight is over. There's not much that can be done. Sadly, right here, I thought the tower had been killed already, which is why I went in there, otherwise I would not have bothered. Good news is Lysandra is going to pick up the kill anyway, which in turn will give her the blue buff, so buff transfer complete.
An ally has been slain.
Sadly, she ends up transferring to Vayne. So, if you remember about a minute ago, I was somewhat behind in my stats. And now I'm sated. Things can change that quickly. That's why I say every game is unique. Granted, you won't always have crazy team fights like that, but it's possible. And in case you're wondering, Gangplank is trying to troll us somewhat. He and Lysandra are pre-made, he and her are competing in various things as the game goes on. It's just, I think he knows that this is not looking that great for the enemy. So right there I did spell Shield and Condemn. It's just I didn't want to fight this because I wasn't sure if my team was actually going to follow up. I'm kind of low on mana and I don't have my ult, so it was not a guaranteed win. And I'm trying to look at the Sona ult to see if it's up. It's too small on my screen, but I think it was down, which would be even less reason to fight there. Thing is, if it truly was down, I made the right call in choosing not to fight. If it was up, we could have done something. Right there you can see Lysandra stole the kill. Oh well.
Afraid of the dark.
As for Ezreal's ult, that being up or down doesn't matter too much because every time he lands his Q, it reduces the cooldown by 1 second. The Q has a short enough cooldown to where he can get that off like 4 or 5 times a fight, so his ult can come off cooldown very, very quickly.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
It's one of the things that's a tad annoying about fighting Ezreal. Even when he burns a cooldown, if he can keep landing those Qs, he's going to get his spells back up sooner rather than later. As for Ez, he's one of the man-immune ones. I don't really care for that if you've seen me play Ez. But to each their own. At this stage of the game, I pretty much am not dependent on the Golem buff for a safe clear. I have the passive sustain, I have Blade of the Ruined King, I also have my Devourer to give me attack speed. I'm pretty much stable.
Are you my nightmare? Or am I yours?
Dead Man's Play costs 1,000 coin. I'm not quite there yet. That, of course, is nice for its health armor, the movement speed, and the damage. It's just that item should not exist in its current form, but I fully intend to exploit it so long as it does.
Do I scare you, summoner?
So I don't know what Gangplank was trying to say, so I just figured I'd try to psych them out, make them think that I was nearby. A little bit of taunting. Since the Ziggs is on tilt, let's face it, he hasn't had a good game. I spell shielded his first 2 ults. Lysandra kind of beat the crap out of him, and Pantheon may have had a good start, but he is starting to reach the point where he falls off. Like right there you can see how much gangplank can take out of him solo. Right here I'm going to ult for the secure. And sadly I didn't have my shield up to block this one, but I don't think he could see that, so with Sona's heal and my sustain, I was hoping I could kind of heal up, make him think that I spell shielded again to put him on tilt even more. Not sure if that worked or not. As for this part, this really sucks. The guys that I'm attacking are the ones who are going to get away. The Ziggs that I did not attack is the one that dies. So, to vent some of my frustration, I go ahead and decide to wail on the top tower. And right here's where I wish I could put in the Benny Hill music, so wait for it. For those that remember a Tarek game I posted a long time ago, you can kind of guess what I'm going to do right here. So first things first, I need some help of a cannon variety. So right here is my minions. Let's fight. Sona did show up for the assist, which is best because it shares the gold somewhat more. The thing is, once I fought him in the minions, he was pretty much dead. He was so busy focusing me that they would chip away at him, and it would add up as the two of us slugged it out. So, not the brightest move on his part, but, well, live and learn, I guess. In case you're wondering, I'm talking about Boots. He has Ninja Tabby, I have Boots' Swiftness. That's why I was able to outrun him, even though he does have Yomu's Ghost Blade. And my movement speed only gets worse once I have the Dead Man's Plate. So if you ever wonder why I like building Boots' Swiftness on Nocturne, well, now you've seen firsthand one of the things that it allows you to do. Yeah, I kind of wish I could actually oh. So, yeah, I always mention that I'm more sarcastic when I'm finding live commentary. Like, even though I can't read it, I can see the quotation mark oranges, and that's why I made the joke about GP Breaking Bad. And unfortunately for Jarvan, he's pretty much dead and right, so you can see Ezreal takes the kill. I get robbed so hard this game. Not as bad as what Tryndamere did to me in the last Nocturne game, but kind of close.
This place disgusts me.
So, there's about 6 minutes left. It's just going to be a couple more plays before the game is finalized. And there's too many people there for my taste. But the important thing is with the people that I drew mid, that allowed the bot lane to go down. GP also went ahead and finished the top turret because you remember I couldn't finish that one off due to Pantheon chasing me into the mid lane to his demise, I might add. But all in all, we picked up 2 towers there. It does cost us 2 kills though, the 80 carrying the mid. And in reality, after taking the second tower, we probably should have just backed off and regrouped. Like right here, I'm just trying to push this into the tower so that they have to send someone to clean it out. That will in turn give me level 16, so I have my max rank ult. Therefore, I can jump as far as I'll get, and my cooldown is at its lowest. And I don't really have a lot of money to buy items just yet, so I'm not going to. I also didn't wait for my mana regen because it's not as important for Nocturne. Pretty much you just need to get 1 rotation off. Anything else extra? Especially if you have Dangerous Game, you get a percentage of your health and mana back, so you have that. And if you clear one junk camp like I did right there, you can see how much mana you can get. It's just waiting for that mana would have not worked out. Just too much lost opportunity.
This police
Your turret
disgusts
has been destroyed.
So Ezreal needs a hand here. He ends up killing Vayne. Sona's going to kill those two, sadly. I even burned my flash for it. Wait for it. And the double kill for Sona.
Double kill.
So those are the breaks. Dropping a ward here, that way we can see if anyone tries to flank us, but the thing is, without Pantheon, that's just not going to happen, most likely. So this time I couldn't spell shield, but I was still out of range of it, so I guess that counts. I should also point out, for some reason, Sona has her Zeke's Herald on me. I'm not entirely sure why. She will take it off near the very, very end, but, well, it's gonna be here for a while, so, yeah. So right there I smited Thresh because I figured that's all that was really necessary. I wanted to get the chicken can, but went back. So, my only course of action is to go ahead and take the tower. And once the tower is down, then I'm free to initiate on Ziggs. It's important that you don't let kills distract you from the more important objectives in the game, namely the towers. And that's what my team started to do there, and it could have cost us, but we still got the inhibitor tower down. GP can go take the inhibitor while I deny Jarvan and Ziggs this blue buff. A little bit of trash talk to try to get Ziggs even further on tilt.
the light is fading.
And my reply. And you can see that Vayne is starting to rage. So there's less than 2 minutes. The final play is going to be coming up. All things considered, I think the Zeke's would be better used on Gangplank rather than myself. Like right there he is, that would be their opportunity, but... I used that a tad too early, but it doesn't really matter. And right here I'm going to ult. In case you're wondering why I did that, it's to shut out the globals. I didn't have to worry about a Skyfall or an Inferno Bomb. Even though I didn't actually use it, the secondary part of the leap, I still got to pick off Vayne, and I didn't have to worry about anyone else intervening in the fight. Plus, at this stage, my ult's on low enough cooldown where I can kind of afford to use it like that. But that's the end of the game. So you can see how many assists I got relative to how many kills, but still a decent kill participation. With all of our dragon buffs, these melt hot knife through butter, and we can call it quits here. The hero left. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.